Hello, welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. If you're new to the channel, let me just give you a brief, rundown of what I'm doing on this channel. Yeah, we're living in an echo chamber, where people are just looking for news, anything that reinforces what they already believe, and just ignoring everything else. If you take a look at news media, you've got these channels. One channel leans this way, or it doesn't even lean, it's just all the way that way. The other channel is all the way on the other side. And you've got so many people who are just like, okay, I'm only going to listen to this one news channel because it agrees with the side that I'm on, and I'm going to ignore the other channel because they're evil. That's not helping anybody. That's not helping any of us. It's not helping the individuals who believe this, because people have agendas. And you got to realize media has agendas. The people in power have agendas. Whether they're right wing or left wing, they have agendas. And if you are not willing to be open to truths about them, whether negative or positive, specifically negative, because you're clearly open to positive truths about your side. But if you're not willing to accept critical facts, negative facts about whoever's you're mostly supporting, most supportive, then you could be missing some really critical information, some really important information that can better shape your worldview. Case in point, if you're talking about the Me Too movement, and you look at Donald Trump and all the accusations that he's had against him, allegations, plus his admission on camera of his sexually predacious nature, and behavior. You're like, okay, yeah, he's evil, he's disgusting, he's deplorable, and everybody that supports him is a scumbag. They're rapists themselves. And if you're saying this and you are a Hillary supporter, I have to ask you, what about Bill? What about Bill? Because we're not just talking about Monica Lewinsky, which would fall into a clear-cut case of sexual harassment. She's an intern. He's the president of the United States. The power dynamic there, which interesting Christian Gellibrand talks about. But she didn't say anything about the multiple allegations of sexual assault, rape, against Bill Clinton, this over a span of decades. This wasn't just flash in the pan. Somebody came out. For decades, women have accused him of some really heinous behavior. So, if you're living in an echo chamber, you see one side. You see the evil, the wickedness, the vile, individual that Donald Trump is, but you ignore how much of a scumbag Bill Clinton is. And if you say, oh, well, there's just allegations, well, then are you saying they're just allegations in both cases, or are they just allegations in, your side's case? Because that's what the echo chamber is. That's where you find yourself when you're in the echo chamber, where you're ignoring facts and not having a consistent application of principles. Because if you're going to believe the women who are accusing such individuals, then you've got to say, listen, Donald Trump is a scumbag. Bill Clinton is a scumbag. The people that support, if you're saying the people that supported Donald Trump are scumbags, well, Hillary not only supported Bill, she stood by Bill, she defended Bill, she attacked the woman who accused Bill. But you know what else she did? She was going to make Bill a part of her cabinet. So it's not just a matter of saying, well, you can't hold her responsible for Bill's actions. But when she's been with him for so long, that's her right hand. We could talk about Home Aberdeen, but no, Bill Clinton and her, that's the team. If you're in the echo chamber and you're just refusing to see the scumbaggery on both sides. I just made that up, scumbaggery. No, actually, I made it up some time ago. I probably used it before, but if you're new to the channel, this is probably your first time hearing that word, scumbaggery. Don't worry, it'll be in the dictionary soon. But yeah, you're unwilling to see the scumbaggery on both sides, and it doesn't serve your purpose well at all. And it's also not good because one of the things I want to point out in my channel is that both sides have an agenda, and that both sides' agenda is about power, amassing power for themselves, and neither side actually cares about the people they're manipulating. We can, many people, well, yeah, I'm from New York, so a lot of people from New York supported Hillary, hate Donald Trump as a presidential candidate, and they will clearly say that Donald Trump was clearly manipulating, poor whites in Middle America, and manipulating them so that he could do what he wanted to do for himself and his friends, gain more money, pass laws to make more money, to get more power. But if you stop and take a look at it, and that's my job to bring information to the channel. The other side of the coin is also trying to manipulate people. It's trying to manipulate minorities, and people who are concerned with those types of issues, in order to amass power for themselves. You've got these Democrats who will speak just amazingly inspiring words of support and admiration, to these communities. They will do just phenomenal acts of lip service, and then do what they want to do for themselves. Do what actually helps their bottom line. And that's why I think this channel is needed. I think that's why this perspective is needed. And because of this situation that exists, this dichotomy, you've got tribalism. So you've got these two separate tribes. And so even if you agree with, let's say you're on the right and you agree with Donald Trump's economic policies, or just Republicans, economic policies, you think that they're better suited for business. Because of that, you're like almost now required to fall lockstep with all these other positions they hold, even ones that you may find ridiculous, disgusting, antiquated, just backwards. But because of the tribalism, it's like, okay, no, this is my side. I've got to roll with the team. And that tribalism doesn't serve you well. It doesn't serve us as a nation at all. Doesn't serve the world. Because all now that these two sides need to do is what they're doing. Pick one issue that, you agree with, and use that to demand your loyalty, your unswerving loyalty to this other agenda they have that could wind up wreaking havoc on 90% of the population, and only secure power, wealth, resources in the hands of very few. which is exactly what's happening. Yeah, because the same thing, on the left, you've got, you may agree with their, you may have a Democrat or Democrats come forward and speak about, civil rights, minority issues, and you agree with that. But then you are expected to fall lockstep in things that may even be directly contradictory to those policies, like perhaps gun control. How is gun control an opposition to minority issues, minority civil rights? Because if you've paid any attention to American history, American present, when you make more laws, who bears the brunt of those laws? Who are the first communities, the first people that suffer disproportionately under those new laws? So, if you're advocating for more gun laws, guess who's going to wind up getting arrested, locked up, stopped and frisked, and given more time in prison as a result of new laws? So these are the kinds of things I'm talking about. I want to show that just because we may agree with one side or the other on an issue doesn't mean we need to be their acolytes. They're, just blindly following whatever they say. Let's talk about issues. Let's discuss issues. Let's delve deeper into issues. But I get it. I know why that is. I know people are busy. People are busy. They're trying to make a living. They're trying to work and feed their families. So the general public doesn't have the time to break down each of these issues at their core and determine, okay, let me see what's all behind this issue. Let me conduct a thorough analysis. So it's a lot easier, a lot simpler to say, okay, wait, I like this person on this issue. They believe this on this issue. That must be the right issue. That must be the right side of the issue. But the powers that be, the people in power know this. They've been exploiting that fact to get people's support. And that's why I think it's helpful if I can provide analysis of issues so that individuals don't have to do the heavy lifting, the research. I can provide some of these data points so that people can look deeper in these issues and say, okay, wow, I may have agreed with this individual on this, but yeah, this don't make any sense. So that's why I'm here. That's why I want to put this channel forward to shake things up so that we're not just living in a bubble where it's just black and white, right and wrong, good and evil. There's shades of gray. There's much more complexity in life to that. And this belief that the Republicans are good, Democrats are evil, or Democrats are evil, and Republicans are good, Democrats are evil, or the Democrats are good and Republicans are evil. That dichotomy, it's too simplistic. It's overly simplistic, and it's ignoring the simple fact that they're both evil. But seriously, yeah, there is much more complexity to it, and I welcome you to join, to subscribe to the channel, check out some of my content. Suggest if there's certain issues you want me to speak about and go into detail about. By all means do so. If you disagree with me, I'm looking forward to that. Put it in your comment section. Put it in the comment section. I will either address it in comments or in subsequent videos. But yeah, I think there needs to be debate. Critical thought needs to be fostered. We need to engage instead of just taking people's word for it. Because let's face it, politicians can't be trusted. They're lying scumbags. If you believe nothing else, come on, you know that. You've seen politicians just say whatever they need to say to get into power and then do what they want to do. So if we can agree on that, we can agree that there's a need for us to not just follow blindly behind any side, either side. So thank you for checking out the video. Like I said, give it a like, subscribe, share it, and I'll see you next episode.